Hakadosh Modim Simcha. Good afternoon. We are on Masechet Sotah Daf Yudalad Amud Aleph, 14a1. We were talking about now that the Malchut al-Sha'ar, the Romans came and they sent, right, Moshe of Bet Paro to say, where's Moshe Rabbeinu buried? So the ones which are on the top, they thought it was on the bottom. The ones on the bottom thought it was on the top. They split up into two groups. The ones which are on the top thought it was on the bottom thought it was on the top. To be Mekayem HaShnei Now this is where we're starting. Rabbi Chanina says, Af Moshe Rabbeinu eno yodea echan kavod. Do you know that Moshe Rabbeinu himself doesn't even know where he's buried? Because it's k'tiva achad written over here that nobody knows where his burial is. Which means when it says that ish even includes Moshe, that he is Isha Elokim, he himself does not even know where he is buried. Why is Moshe Rabbeinu buried by Bet Peor? So answers the Gemara, in order to come and to be mechaper on the action of Baal Peor, right? So therefore, because of that, right, that's what the Rabbi Chanina says. He was going to be buried right beside there. Says what does it mean in the pasuk? You have to go after Hashem, your God. Can you go after the Shekhinah? What does it mean you have to go after Hashem? Can you go after the Shekhinah? It's already written, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, your God, is like a fire that will consume you. But rather, it means you have to emulate HaKadosh Baruch Hu with his midot. Just like he dresses those that without clothing. That he made them clothing. To Adam and Ishon and Chava, he made them clothing. So too, you give clothing to the poor. HaKadosh Baruch Hu bikar cholim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu does bikur cholim. He visited the sick. That he visited Avraham Avinu leno memre. So too, you bikar cholim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is menachem avelim. Dichtiv is written. Avram passed away. HaKadosh Baruch Hu came and he did milchum avelim to Yitzchak his son. So too, Avatan achem avelim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu kavar metim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu did kvirat metim. He buried. Just like it's written, he buried Moshe Rabbeinu. So too you should do chesed with the metim of doing chevra kadisha of kvurat metim. Fine. Kotnot or. Now we already mentioned that Hakadosh Baruch Hu made kotnot or for Adam and Chava. The Gemara is going to explain. Rav Shmuel Chalama, one of them says davar ba mina or, something which comes from the skin, which is like kotnot of tzemer, which comes from the or of the kivasim. The Chadaman, and one of them says davar shaor ni menu. It's really pishtan, that they come and they put it on their clothing, and therefore, right, it's naim, it's nice to wear on it. So either it's going to be tzemer or fishtim, wool or linen. Obviously not together, but there was a machloket. What exactly was that? The Rasha says Rabbi Simlai, Torah tchilata gemilu chasadim suva gemilu. Do you know that the Torah, the beginning is chesed, and then is chesed. Tchilata gemilu chasadim, the beginning is chesed. Dichtiv is written. V'yas Hashem lokim la'adam l'ishto b'konon v'b'shem, that he made, HaKadosh Baruch Hu made for Adam and Chava kotnot or, and they wore it, so that was HaKadosh Baruch Hu's Malbi Shalomim. The end of the Torah was also chesed dichtiv v'yikbor oto b'gai, that he buried him in Gai. The Rashi of Simlai also expounded and he said, why is it that Moshe Rabbeinu wanted to go into Israel? While he wanted to eat the fruits, right? He wanted to satiate from the good. What's going on? But this is what Moshe Rabbeinu said. You know, there's a lot of mitzvot the Bnei Yisrael were commanded, but you could only fulfill them in Israel. So I want to go into Israel, so that way I can fulfill them. You only just want the reward. I'm going to do a kilu that you did it. And therefore, even though you didn't go into Israel, it's kilu, you went into Israel and you fulfilled the mitzvot. Shneimar, לכן החלק לו ברבים ואת עצומים מחלק שלל, תחת אשר ידע למען אנושו, ואת פושעים נמנע והוא חטא. רבים נשא ולפושעים יפקיע. What does that mean? We're going to take this pasuk in Yeshaya and we're going to expound it. But by the way, this is a connection that we learned a few days ago to do with Chacham Lev Vikach Mitzvot in Yud Gimel, right? That he said that Moshe Rabbeinu, everyone else was taking care of the money in Egypt, to empty out Egypt of money, and he was looking for mitzvot. What was he doing? Looking for the coffin of Yosef HaTzadik. So this makes sense. The same thing. He just wanted to do mitzvot. You think Sami wanted to do sightseeing, tourist attractions in Israel? He wanted to do mitzvot in Eretz Yisrael. So he says, let's look at this pasuk. Maybe I'm going to say the Moshe Rabbeinu got a reward like the last ones, but not like the tzaddikim and the rishonim. Right? Just like Avraham and Yaakov, that they were atzunim b'Torah of mitzvot. So he got like them exactly. He put himself to die for them, to save Klal Yisrael. And if you're not going to forgive them, erase me from the Torah which you wrote. What does that mean? That the ones, the sinners, they were counted. That Moshe Rabbeinu died just like with everybody else in the Chet and the Raglim, so he was like a Poshim even though he didn't sin. Meaning all the ones that died in the desert were the ones that sinned with the Chet Egel or the Meraglim. Sorry, not the Chet Egel, the Meraglim. But he said he didn't die he didn't do the Chet Meraglim, but still he was caught up with them. But he carried the sin of a lot of people. He forgave because of the sin of the golden calf. He always prayed that they should do teshuvah, the people which were not fulfilling the Torah mitzvot. Then Piyah is always tefillah. Right, this also that we kept on learning, that the concept of Piyah is tefillah. So therefore he was praying for Hoshei Yisrael. Hadran alach, hamkan eli ishto. We finished the first chapter of Sotah. Second chapter. Yeah. Hayam mevi minchatah. It says over here like this. It says, Hayam mevi minchatah. Yeah, betoch kfifa mitzrit. She used to come and she used to bring, right, her mincha, her korban mincha, her meal offering, inside of a basket made out of like mitzvah dekel, with a palm tree. Now, and they used to put it on her hands in order to make it like heavy for her, which means that we wanted her to like suffer in order that she's going to say, you know what, I did the avirah, stop this, that's it, just give in. All the menachot, the meal offerings, the beginning and the end were always in klei sharet, in the utensils of the Bet HaMikdash. The zuba, this one, it started with kfifa mitzrit, and then at the end came klei sharet. All the menachot, they needed oil and frankincense. But this one, no oil, no frankincense. All the menachot, they come from wheat. But this one, from minchat sotah, seorim, from the barley. Minchat haomer, even though it does come from the barley, it used to come like a flour. But this came like thick, like it was more horse, the flour. Meaning it wasn't fine flour, it was horse. That means also the minchat haomer, which was brought in the 16th and Nisan, was also seorim, was barley. But this was special. Okay? He says why? Just like her actions were actions of an animal, and she did animalistic actions because she rebelled against her husband to sleep with another man. So that's why it was also going to be everything to do with animals, like the barley and all these things. Okay, fine. Says the Gemara, Tanya, we learned in a Braita. Abba Chanin Omer Mishum Rabbi Eliezer. Chanin says the name of Rabbi Eliezer. Right? Why is it that you're giving her, you're doing all these things in order that she should actually retract and she should do teshuvah, and then she's going to say, you know what? Yeah, she did it, and she's going to give in. Because if you're going to come, you're going to make it too easy. It's okay. She'll lie. No. And then she drinks. Here, you're making it go up and down and this and that. So it's such a long process. It makes her weak. It humiliates her. It makes her feel degrading. She's already just going to say, you know what? Just stop. Just like, I did it. That's it. And that's what exactly we wanted her to do.
She says that. She doesn't have to...
So now he says, so what do we say? We said that if this woman, she committed infidelity, adultery, and still a Kadosh Baruch Hu comes and he wants her to admit and not to die, so all the more so the people that they actually do the will of God, that Kadosh Baruch Hu, that he wants that they should actually, they should have mercy on them. So how do you know really that's what it is? Maybe the only reason why we're doing it is not because Hashem has mercy on them, but rather we just don't want to erase the name of Hashem on the Megillah. You understand? Over here there was like the Megillah that used to come, Megillat Sotah, and they used to erase the name of Hashem. So to here, maybe they just didn't want to erase the name of Hashem. So answers the Gemara, Kasavar, he holds, Yudaladam Bet 14b, Mashke, he holds that first they used to give her to drink, and then afterwards she had to bring her Korban Mincha. But as if it was only just because of the Megillah, they already erased it. Meaning they already erased the name of Hashem. So now there's no way going back. Fine. Then we said in the Mishnah, all the menachot, the meal offerings at the beginning and the end were kli sharet. So says the Gemara like this. Or meanwhile, we have a contradiction. Seder menachot ketzad. What is the case of Seder menachot? Adam mevi mincha mitoch beito beklatot shel kezev v'shel zahav. Right? A person is going to bring, right, from his house, baskets of gold and silver. He used to put it inside the kli sharet. It needs to be sanctified from kli sharet. They used to put the oil in the frankincense. They used to bring it to the Kohen. The Kohen and then the Kohen used to take it to the Mizbeach. Umagishan used to bring it. They came to in the southwest corner, right by the corner of the Mizbeach, right? Of the what?
Of the angle.
Yes, of the angle, right? V'dayo, and it was already going to be enough, right? What does it mean? The Gemara is going to say, what does this mean exactly? V'dayo, that you don't really need it. He used to put the frankincense on one side of the utensil. The kometz mimakom shel and they used to do the kmitza. Remember, the kmitza is like this. Yeah, they used to come and used to do like this. That's kmitza, right? From the place that there was a lot of oil. Then he used to put in the second kli sharet. Then he used to take from the frankincense and put it on top of the kometz. Then he used to come and bring it on the mizbeach the kli sharet. And he used to put it on top of the fire. Once the kometz was brought, the rest of the mincha was able to be eaten. Then the kohanim would be able to put inside of their oil and wine, udvash and honey. But they couldn't just make it chametz. That's it, right? However, though we learned they could do it from gold and silver. So how could you tell me that at the beginning was with klei sharet? Here you see the beginning with gold and silver. So Rav Papa says it's like fitting for kli sharet, which is gold and silver. Gold and silver were fitting for the kli sharet. Miklal, the kfifa mitzvit. Obviously, that you see from here that this kfifa mitzvit, which is like a basket made out of these like reeds or palm trees, right? They're not fitting. Keman, who is that like? Not like Rabbi Yosef Rabbi Yehuda, because he said tiny kli sharet shasan shaletz Rabbi posel so Rabbi Mashid. Rabbi says it's going to be pasul because you made it out of wood. And Rabbi Yehuda says it's going to be kosher. So says the Gemara, afilu teim Rabbi Yosef Rabbi Yehuda, ema damar Rabbi Yosef Rabbi Yehuda bechashuvin, only in a very expensive wood. But not in something which is like the, like the palm trees. It's very cheap. Right? You go outside, the palm trees are very cheap. They're all over the floor. They make the brooms out of them. It's not something expensive. So which means that you have to bring it to Hashem. It has to be very nice. And you're going to put it in the klei sharet, and you're going to sanctify it with the klei sharet. Shema mina, we learn from here, klei sharet and makdishin el midat. You could only mekadesh the klei sharet only midat, only if you know that you're doing it. Amos, we see from here, right? But why don't we say, it's not kli sharet, kadesha kli sharet, that you put it inside of the kli sharet in order to sanctify it for the kli sharet. Then what do we say? You're going to put the oil in the frankincense. Right? You put the oil and the frankincense. You take it to the Kohen. The Kohen is the one that takes it to the Mizbeach. He brings it to the Mizbeach. Yeah, and then you're going to, right, bring it, right? So he says, so he says, Minala, how do you know this? So he says, when it says V'zot Torah Mincha, it's mashma that the deen is that Tanya, we already said Lifnei Hashem. But what does it mean Lifnei Hashem? Right? What does it mean in front of Hashem? Yachol, I would have thought to say Ma'arav in the west, because that's where the Shekhinah is, right? Amulomar comes to teach you Pnei HaMizbeach. What does it mean Pnei HaMizbeach? Right? The Rom of the Mizbeach, to the south of the Mizbeach. So if Pnei HaMizbeach, if it's going to be to the Pnei HaMizbeach, Yachol, I would have thought to say by the Rom in the south. Amulomar Lifnei Hashem. So how could it be? We thought it was in the west. We said in the south. We thought it was the south. We said it was the west. So how do you do it? So what does that have to do? Like it has to be southwest. It has to be on the southwest, right? Exactly. So it's not in the west. It's not in the south. It's southwest, right? And that's the Mekorodin that you're supposed to do it. Rabbi Lazar says, I would have thought to say that you're going to bring it on the west of the horns on the Mizbeach, because remember, the Mizbeach had four corners, and those four, like the four corners of the Mizbeach, or the south. Whenever you find two psukim, one of them is for itself, and it fulfills the other one. But the other one is for itself, but it annuls the other one. We leave the one that's mekayem atzmo and it's annulling its friend, and we grab on the one which is mekayem atzmo and mekayem chavero. When you say lifnei Hashem, right, in front of Hashem, b'ma'arav, that means in ma'arav. So once you say it's in the west, so now you annul in the Mizbeach, which is going to be in the south, in the Darom. So when you say in Penei Mizbeach, which is in the south, you still do, if it's going to be southwest in the Ma'arav, so now you're going to put it on the south or towards the west. So where do we say the Lifnei Hashem and Penei Mizbeach? He says the entire Mizbeach was in the northern part, which means that since the entire Mizbeach was in the northern part, if you do it in the southwest, right, so then it's going to be, okay, you have a picture there on the bottom. You see the picture?
Yeah.
Right, so basically you have the Hechal, the Ulam, and then you have the Mizbeach. And so therefore the Mizbeach was going to be towards more the north. Okay? That's the second picture, not the first picture. We've got two pictures.
Yeah, two pictures.
Yeah, so the second picture. Okay?
Yeah.
Fine. There you see that the Mizbeach is more towards the north, and the bottom part of the Mizbeach goes straight to the Kodesh HaKodashim, to the west. But in the first picture, the Mizbeach was half-half.
Oh.
Okay? Fine. My Vidayo, what does it mean Vidayo? Right? What do you mean now that it's going to be Vidayo? So he says, Ravashi says, Itzrich. You need this. What do you mean? I would thought to say, that you would have thought to say that you have to bring a mincha itself to the Mizbeach, and not the utensil that it's in it, which means you have to actually bring the utensil, right? The actual mincha. Kamashmanan comes to teach you that it's the klei sharet which comes, right? But it's the klei sharet shemincha bo nogia b'mizbeach, not the actual mincha. So as says the Gemara, maybe the mincha itself goes on the mizbeach. So it says no. The pasuk says the makav yekriva l'kol negisha l'mizbeach. Ma'u hakrava etzel kohen mikli. Avagasha just means by the kohen he brings it with a utensil. So too when you're bringing it on the mizbeach, it's with the utensil, but the actual meal offering does not go on the mizbeach. Okay, it's only in the inside of the utensil. Okay, fine. Next, two dots. You're going to come. You're going to move the frankincense to one side. In order that it should not become the kmitza and the other mincha. Kmitza, as we learned in the Mishnah, kamatz ve'ala biyadot tzror. What happens if we did kmitza and it comes up a stone, or gagim melach, or salt, or kul shel levona, frankincense, pasul? It's going to be pasul. It's not a good kmitza. But kmitza has to be a fine flour. So he moves all the frankincense on the side, and he comes and he takes up that there shouldn't be any stone, any nothing. It should be 100% of the flour. And you're going to do the kmitza where there's a lot of oil. And how do we know? Always from where there's a lot of shemen, there's a lot of oil. You're going to put it inside of a utensil, and you're going to sanctify it in kli sharet. Lamali, why do I know? You already sanctified it once. So says the Gemara, just like the blood. The dam, do you know when you do shchita, what happens? They come to do shchita. The sakin, the knife, already sanctified, right, the neck of the animal. But afterwards, when you already have it in the kli sharet, again, you're going to make it holy. That means even though you already had that the knife was holy, it was sanctified, you cut, and now the blood touches the knife. And then the blood is grabbed into a utensil. And then again, it's sanctified. So just like it was sanctified before, sanctified afterwards, so too the, how do you call this? The mincha was going to be sanctified before and also sanctified afterwards. Then you're going to take the frankincense, you're going to put it on top of it. The levuna, which is on top of the mincha, which means the frankincense has to be on top of the mincha, the meal offering. And then you're going to bring it up to the mizbeach. And then you're going to come and sanctify it and bring it in the kli sharet.